Hello everyone, welcome to the course on Universal Human Values, Understanding Harmony and Ethical Human Conduct. So we'll discuss about Module 2. It's all about harmony in human being, means harmony in self. So these are the vision and mission of the department. These are the textbooks to be referred. Yeah, coming to the topic, we all know that from the previous discussion from module 1, that is basic human aspiration is to have continuous happiness and prosperity. Happiness is to be in harmony. So now we are discussing about the first order. So in order to understand this harmony and living in harmony at all levels, there are 4 orders. One is harmony in the human being, that is self and body. The second order is harmony in the family. The third order is harmony in the society. Fourth order is harmony in nature or existence. So first we'll discuss about harmony in the human being. So the process of understanding, it starts with self-exploration. It begins with it's a dialogue within. It's a process from what I am to what I want to be. That is self-exploration. And whatever is stated is a proposal. No one has to assume it to be true or false. We have to verify it on our own rights. So with all the right understandings, having with the experiential validation and to live according to it. So it depends on behavior and work. Behavior with human being, work with rest of nature. Again, which leads to mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. Now the question is, who am I? What is my purpose? That we must know. So before we start, we know that we have already discussed in the module 1 that the basic aspiration of a human being, that is happiness, prosperity and its continuity. Happiness is to be in harmony, and the program for continuous happiness is to live in harmony at all levels of being, from individual human being to family to society and to nature or existence. It is essential to understand the harmony at all these levels of being in order to live in harmony, to be in harmony or to be in a state of continuous happiness. As we go ahead, we want you to explore the nature of harmony at all these levels one by one. Proposals will be put forward to you about the harmony at each of these levels. You are requested to verify them one by one on your own right. First, to verify them on the basis of your own natural acceptance, and then validate them further in your living to see if it leads to mutual happiness and mutual prosperity or not. Our role is to draw your attention towards the proposals and help in initiating this process of self-verification in you. So the main responsibility is yours. It's not your parents, friends, the society, colleagues. The responsibility is yours. So human being as coexistence of the self and the body. If we look at this table, like what do you visualize when you read the words human being? You may imagine a human body with its familiar form and features. Have you also thought about who is visualizing the human being? Who is appreciating the form and features? Is a human being just the body or something more than that? We want to explore exactly what a human being is. The proposal is that human being is the coexistence of the self and the body. So let's try to understand with this. Human being, self, body, and there is a coexistence between this self and body. We can see here in this diagram. So who is interested in understanding what is written in this book? Let us say the PPT what we are looking at. Who is interested in understanding what is written on this slide? Who makes sense of the words? We keep saying things like, I'm happy, I feel bored, this is my friend, that is a stranger, I like this music, I want to eat delicious food, and so on. Like that, we have an idea that I'm there and my body is also there. We can see that it is the body that is tall or short, fat or thin, healthy or sick, and so on. We also have an idea about ourselves. This is I is referring to the self, not the body. You, self, are the one that recognizes the relationships, that decides what to do, and that feels happy or sad. When we say, I ate delicious food, we can see that the food was consumed by the body and I enjoyed the taste of the food. So, the needs of the self and the body. If you try to understand self and body separately, it could be understood on the basis of the needs. As you can see in this figure, the need of the self is happiness. If someone expresses a feeling of respect for us, we feel happy about it. So, respect is one of the needs of the self. Now, if you look at the need of the body, it is physical facility. One example of it is food. You may observe it in yourself that food is required and respect is also required. Both of these are required for human being. So you can see here in one column there is a need, happiness, physical facility, example respect, food, right? Do you think one can be replaced by the other? For example, if you are given well prepared tasty food but it is given to you with a push and a sharp, here, take it and eat. Will it work for you? Providing tasty food may fulfill the boy, but the disrespect will not be satisfying for the self. Similarly, if you are given respect but no food, you may tolerate it for a day or two. However, you certainly need food also, isn't it? Thus, both of these are required by giving food only. You can't ensure respect same way just by giving respect. Food is not ensured. Thus, these are two different types of needs. Both of these are essential and therefore both of them have to be fulfilled separately for human being. Needs, are they temporary or continuous? To clarify the difference between the two types of needs, let us look at them in terms of time. The food is required. The food is required continuously, or you need it only when you feel hungry. When your stomach is full, do you still require food? It is easy to see that food is needed only when we are hungry. If we are forced to eat when the stomach is full, we find it uncomfortable, rather intolerable. Thus, food is needed from time to time and not continuously. Therefore, food is required temporarily. What about respect? Is it desired continuously or only for a certain time? It is also easy to see that we desire respect all the time. You can notice that if a friend wishes you every morning but does not wish you one day, how you feel? Comfortable or uncomfortable? From this, if you conclude that there is a break in this feeling of respect for you, you feel uncomfortable, isn't it? One of our friends came to visit with his 10-year-old daughter. A conversation was taking place. At one point, someone asked her, does your father love you? She was silent for a few minutes. The person asked, does he not love you? She looked at him and said, he loves me, but why does he shout at me and beat me? Taken aback, the friend defended himself by saying, I have scolded you few times, but I haven't beaten you, have I? Her response was, remember the night before Diwali 2 years ago. Since feeling is needed in continuity, even a small gap is not acceptable. The child remembers these minute gaps over such a long time. The need of the food is temporary. If someone forces, us to eat continuously, we feel uncomfortable about it. Just imagine if you went to a friend's house and he served delicious food, you ate with enthusiasm because it was your favorite food. Now, what would happen if your friend kept insisting for you to eat more and more even after your stomach is full? In case of respect, we want continuity, but in case of food, we don't want the continuity. Hence, both the needs are different with respect to time. Can you observe this? Like that, explore all the needs related to the self, like the need for respect, the need for trust, the need for relationship, the need of happiness. All these are continuous in time. We don't want any kind of break in it, even for a moment. On the other hand, all the needs related to the body, like the need for food, the need for shelter, all these are required for a limited time. Having them in continuity creates a problem for us. This is one way we can differentiate between the need of the self and the need of the body. And coming to the quantity, needs in terms of quantity and quality. The other way to see the other way to see the difference between the two is in terms of quantity and quality. The need for food is quantitative in nature. We can identify the quantity of the food needed to nurture our body. Same is the case with the need of clothes, shelter, etc. None of us can eat unlimited amount of food or wear unlimited amount of clothes. We can always identify the quantity of cloth needed to prepare a dress like that. Any physical facility is required in a limited quantity. You can observe it in yourself whether you need physical facility in a limited quantity or unlimited quantity. On the other hand, the feeling of respect, trust, etc. is not quantitative. We don't say, today I got half kg of respect or 2 meters of trust. Even speaking like this appears laughable. These feelings are qualitative in nature. We can't talk about their quantity. We can only say whether these feelings are there or not there. They are qualitative. They are in the form of feeling. Either this feeling is there or not, measure of quantity does not apply to it. So, with these two differences, we can see that the need for physical facility and the need for happiness are two different types of needs. The need for physical facility relates to the body, and the need of happiness relates to the self. And coming to the fulfillment of the needs of self and body, so let us see how two different types of needs are fulfilled. The need for food is fulfilled by something physical, like rice and vegetables or a sandwich. You may say that is obvious because it really is. But when it comes to the need for respect, it is fulfilled by the feeling of respect. You may want your friends to pay attention to you, to listen to what you say without interrupting you, and even to appreciate what you say, isn't it? So, these are the few expressions of the expectation of right feeling from which you conclude that your friends respect you. You can find out if your need for food will be fulfilled if your friends keep saying nice things about you, but they don't offer you anything to eat all day. It is quite obvious that some food is required to fulfill the need of the body. Similarly, you can find out if your need for respect will be fulfilled if your friends keep on feeding you with the best of foods but keep making fun of you all day. Can you see that these are two different needs and one cannot be substituted for the other? All the needs related to the body, which are in terms of physical facility, are fulfilled by some physiochemical things. All the needs related to the self are in terms of feelings, and they are fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. So, we discussed this in the previous class also, like right understanding, relationship, physical facility. So, while talking about the basic human aspiration, we saw three things: right understanding in the self, fulfillment in relationship with human being, physical facility with rest of the nature. So, the needs of the body, what is the priority? How much time and effort is spent for right understanding and right feelings? How much time and effort is spent for physical facility? So here we can see the figure which shows us the physical facility has to do with the needs of the body, the right understanding and the right feeling have to do with the needs of the self. So for human being, in addition to the body, self has become prominent. Thus the need of the self has become significant. Hence feelings like trust, respect, etc. have become of higher priority compared to the physical facility. To be fulfilled over and above physical facility, human being needs right understanding and right feeling, which are the needs related to the self. So the need of the self is happiness, while the need of the body is physical facility. The need for happiness is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling, whereas the need for physical facility is fulfilled by physiochemical things. Both of these needs have to be fulfilled separately because the two are of different types. For human being to be fulfilled, both the needs have to be taken care of. What do you think? Are both the self and the body important, or you can do away with any one of them? Are we taking care of both, or are we largely focused on the body only? Most parents sincerely want to take care of the child to the best extent possible. What many of them end up doing is largely taking care of the needs of the body and almost ignoring the self. A mother may try to overfeed the child, and if the child resists, she may shout it or even beat the child. In the process, the self is getting violated, though the body is getting fed. If we observe our day to day living, we are largely focused on the needs relating to body. So, needs of the self are definite. So, of course, the needs related to the body depend on the age, health, condition, shape, and size of the body, etc. An adult may need 1 kg of food in a day, while a small child may need 100 grams. A tall young man may need 3 meters of cloth for a pant, while a short boy may need only 1 meter of cloth. Like that, the needs related to the body will vary. On the other hand, the needs of the self are definite. A child needs happiness as much as a youth, as does an old person. In other words, this right understanding and right feeling is the need of any self and every self, regardless of the state and condition of the body. Can you see that? The activities of the self and the body. So, when we look deeper into the human being, we can look at it in terms of the activities going on. The self has the activity of desire, thought, and expectation. If we observe within ourselves whether these activities are going on in us or not, what do you see? Are these the activity of the self or the body? Is this activity of desire and thought continuous or temporary in time? Just start observing whether these activities are going on continuously in you or only for some time. Try to stop your thought. What do you find? Does it stop? Is it possible to stop the activity of desire, activity of thought? We'll find that the activity of the self is continuous in time. We cannot stop it. So, on the other hand, any work that we take from the body, like eating, walking, etc., is temporary in time. After some time, the body gets tired and we need to give it rest. We cannot make it continuous. And coming to the last point, that is response of the self and the body. Let's take an example to clarify it. If someone is piercing a needle in your body has a definite recognition and fulfillment. If the needle is harder than the skin of the body, it will go inside. If it is softer than the skin, it will not go inside. So this recognition and fulfillment of the body with the needle is definite. Now let's look at the response of the self. If someone is piercing a needle in your body, will we cooperate with him or oppose him? That depends upon the situation and our assumption about that person. If the person piercing the needle is a doctor, we cooperate. On the contrary, if the person is an enemy trying to inject poison in the body, we will oppose him. It means that recognition and fulfillment of the self depends upon the assumptions in the self. Can you observe that? Your response to the other person depends upon your assumption. Any small difference in assumption leads to different recognition and fulfillment. Right? So, coming to this knowing, assuming, and recognizing, response based on assuming without knowing. So, knowing means understanding the reality as it is in its completeness. Since the reality is definite, knowing is also definite. With right understanding, our assumptions basically, our acceptance is set right. our recognition of relationship is set right, and therefore we make effort to fulfill the relationship. In this way, our conduct becomes definite, it becomes humane, so we are calling it definite human conduct. If we understand the human being as proposed above, our assumptions will be set right. We will be able to see that all human beings are similar. Our recognition of relationship will be set right. We will recognize all human beings as being similar rather than on the basis of their caste, creed, gender, age, language, region, religion, etc. With the recognition set right, we will make effort for fulfillment of both the self as well as the body rather than discriminate based on whether one is male or female, white or black. Right. So these are the things that we already discussed, which leads to consciousness. So the need of the material is fulfilled by materialistic. So summing up, human being is a coexistence of self and body. Self is consciousness. It needs our feelings in consciousness like happiness, and these needs are fulfilled by activity of consciousness. That is right understanding and right feeling. But body is material. It needs our materialistic food, cloth, shelter to nourish our body, to protect our body, and these needs are fulfilled by materials, that is physiochemical things. So the needs of consciousness cannot be fulfilled by material. Similarly, the needs of material cannot be fulfilled by consciousness alone. The recognition and fulfillment of the body is definite. The recognition and fulfillment in the self is on the basis of knowing, assuming. So if the assumption is based on knowing, assumption is right and the recognition and fulfillment is correct. Means the conduct is definite. If the assumption is without knowing, the assumption may or may not be right. So the recognition and fulfillment is uncertain, indefinite conduct. Right. So with this we end up this session. Thank you.